Good day, everyone. And once again, we're looking at that revision. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed, please just make sure you're part of the family. Right, so we're looking at the 2023 May exam. Right, let's jump into the question. This is on Euclidean geometry, particularly the proportionality theorem. All right, so they say in the diagram we've got triangle RDS, okay, which is drawn. And then they say ABC are points on RD, RS, and DS respectively, such that AB is parallel to DS, as of course they have indicated there, right? Now they say that we've got RB to BS, which is, okay, so, all right, I'm just going to write that down so that we remember that. So that means we've got RB. Now they've given us a ratio. They say RB to BS, that has a ratio 5:3, right? And they say that DC is 20 units. That's indicated there, as well as CS, which is 12 units, also indicated on the diagram. Right, so let's look at what they want us to get. They say prove, giving reasons, that BC is parallel to AD. Right, so in this case, we want to prove that this side, okay, all right, let me just indicate it there. Want to prove that this side is parallel to the side AD there, right? Now, what I'm going to do is, now if those two lines are parallel, right, it must mean that the sides are also proportional. So meaning CS over CD, right, should be equal to BS. All right, so, let's say BS over RD, okay, RB rather. Okay, so in this case, let's try and prove that. So we know we've already been given that CS is 12. So I'm going to say CS, okay, so that's CS over CD, right? So that's going to be CS over CD, which is given as 12 over 20. Okay, so let's try and make that into the lowest ratio possible. So in this case, we know that both of them are factors of 4. All right, so in this case, 4 goes into 12 3 times, and it goes into 25 times, right? So meaning CS over CD, okay, would be equal to 3 over 5, okay? So in that case, then we can note that CS over CD would therefore be equal to BS over RB, because both of them are 3 over 5. So the converse in this case of the proportionality theorem, right? If two sides of a triangle are parallel, are proportional, then it means that the third side is, the one side is parallel to the third side, right? So therefore, we have proven that it means that CB should therefore be parallel to ARD, right? So that should be parallel to RD, okay? And we can say this is the converse of the proportionality theorem, okay? Right. Okay, right. So we've done that there. Right, and then the next question, they say to us, if it is further given that RD is 48 units, so they're giving us that entire side. Okay, let's use a different color. Okay, So they're giving us that entire side in red. Okay, so they're saying this entire side is 48 units. Okay, right. Now, what they want us to find out in this case is they say calculate giving reasons the ratio AD to AB. So they want us to get the ratio AD. Okay, so the ratio of this guy here, okay, to this guy over here. Okay, right. Now, what we can do, ladies and gents, is that we can try to just basically find the length of the two sides, right? So we can find how long side AB is, AD is. Let's start with AD. So we know that AD over the long side. Okay, let's start. Now remember, in this case, we know that this is 5 over 3 because of the proportionality theorem, right? So that means that AD, which is the side that we want, over the long side, and I'm using the long side because we already have the units for the long side, right? So that's AD, okay, over, in this case, the long side is RD, okay, so that's RD. Remember, so that will give us 3 over 8, right? So that's 3 over 8. But in this case, we already know how long RD is. So that means if I want to find the length of AD, so this is AD over, this is going to be 48 units. Okay, this is equal to 3 over 8, right? So we can find out how long side AD is. Okay, so I am just simply going to do this. All right, I was busy with a little bit of stats earlier on. So I'm going to say 48 multiplied by 3 over 8, right? So that's 48 multiplied by 3 over 8, and that gives us 18 units. So that means the length, okay, let's show it there. All right, let me just use a different color. So the length of AD, okay, that yellow portion there, that is 18 units. Okay, right. So now let's find out how long AB is, right? So we found out that this guy is 18 units. Okay, now let's find out how long AB is. We're going to use the proportionality theorem again, right? We already know now, I want you to note in this case, we already know the length of side DS, right? So again, if I take in my triangles, right? So if I take, okay, let's say RB, okay? So RB, that's for the smaller triangle, RAB, right? So if I take RB over the whole side, so that will be RB over that entire side there, because I want the ratio of AB, which is from the small triangle over the big triangle, right? So I'm going to say ratio small triangle, that's going to be RB over BS, over the long side, which is RS. Okay, so that's going to be over RS. So from the smaller triangle, right, RB over the big triangle, RS in this case, okay, that should give us 3, that's 5, so RB is 5, over that length, the ratio for the entire side is 8. That's 5 plus 3, right? So that's 5 over 8. But remember, this is also equal to AB, okay, over the entire side of the big triangle, which is at the bottom there. That would be 20 plus 12, right? Which would give us 32. Okay, so in this case, again, I would say this is the proportionality theorem. Okay, so we need to state there, this is the proportionality theorem. Okay, all right, so I forgot to write that there. Okay, but also here, that's the proportionality theorem, right? So in this case, what does that give us? That means that because I'm looking for the length of AB, right, I can cross multiply there. So that means that AB would be equal to 32 multiplied by 5 over 8. Okay, right, so let's find that. That's going to be 32 multiplied by 5 over 8. Okay, so that gives me 20. So AB is 20 units. Okay, so now we wanted the ratio. Now remember, they wanted the ratio of AD sorry, to AB, right? So AD to AB. So I am just simply going to say there, to find the ratio of AD over AB. All right, so we found AD to be 18 units. So that's going to be 18 over AB, which is 20. Okay, so we need to represent that as, the simplest fractions. Okay, so in this case, I'd say both of them are factors of 2, right? So 18, 2 into 18, that goes 9 times. Okay, and into 20, that goes 10 times. So in this case, that ratio AD over AB in this case would be 9 over 10. And that is how the cookie crumbles. I hope that made sense, ladies and gents. Okay, so all we needed to work with was the proportionality theorem in this case. Right, I hope that you understood, and I'll be coming back with some more that will help you in terms of your preparation. Right, ladies and gents, I'll see you next time. Shop, shop.